Hi, I'm Bushwalla, and you are watching Eric live on the air.
Obviously, we cannot be together because you are in San Diego and I'm in Jersey. But you've been doing a lot of different things you were telling me about. And this upcoming year, you're going to be kind of off the radar a bit, maybe?
Yes, friends. I will be kind of off the radar for a minute. This year, I'm taking pretty much the whole year to create a new me, a new Bushwalla, a new Billy Galewood. I've been doing one type of a show for many years, and as life would have it, and experience would have it, and technology would have it, there's different ways that I want to express myself musically. But when you just constantly are touring or constantly doing shows, or figuring out how to create the old that's worked in the past, you sometimes aren't allowing yourself the right amount of time for the future. So I was feeling a little kind of stuck in a way for a moment. So between my agents and my managers, we decided to kind of take the year off of performing. I'm doing private things or a few shows here and there. I got a few shows this weekend or whatever, to kind of fill in the gaps. But it's going to be a year of writing, visiting all the old demos that I've been doing over the years that never saw the light of day. Working on a new stage show, a whole new package, that is going to express many different levels, and I'm really excited about it. It's challenging. It's very challenging because some of the things I want to do is bring out the different shades of what I experience and what everybody experiences. So it's not going to be as maybe jokey oriented or antics oriented, where it's more experience oriented and storytelling oriented. So I'm really excited about that. And I'm spending a lot of time learning a lot of cover songs right now, which is kind of cool, because if there's any aspiring musicians out there, just like learn as many covers as now when you're just coming up, because I never really did that. I learned one here and there, and it's not just so you can play Freebird when somebody yells it out, but like you get into the mind of whatever musician say it's Otis Redding, like I'm learning Sitting on the Dock of the Bay. And, I was like, well, it's a pretty general song. But the words are really interesting when you really look at them, or the chord structures are really nice. And so you're always learning, So I know people that won't learn covers because they don't want to be influenced. And I'm like, that's cool for them, but like, what's wrong with influence? If you're unique and you have a unique mind, you won't recreate something else. I mean, you'll always be recreating because everything's been written, really. But they could help your mind expand a bit. So a lot of covers, a lot of new music, and a lot of new technological type of developments in like a one-man super band type show. I normally would have big bands with tons of instruments, and now I'm trying to do less and have more, like less instruments, more me, more diving into the digital world of cool new software and looping and samples that you're doing at home. It's like I run on tangents. I'm sorry, I run on long.
Oh no, it's
long-winded. But the like, for instance, you write songs, you record songs, and you put all these people and you call everybody everybody get on the album, and then you go to do the song by yourself, and you're like, ooh. It doesn't like, wow, I didn't think about that when I was adding all this stuff. And then people come to the show and it's like, well, it's not exactly what I heard on the album or something. So I'm trying to create the album sound now and then take those elements and bring them to the show with sampling, looping, and so you're able to take these obscure songs or songs that have a lot of different elements and bring them live. And it's a pain in the butt. And it's a pain in the butt. I spent hours yesterday on. I'm like, I'm gonna work 5 songs yesterday, and I worked 1 song for 5 hours. And then at the end of it, I was like, did I have to do all this? Like, at the end of it, I had like an aha moment of, I could just play the track and sing to it. I'm trying to, it's crazy. So within learning, you gotta challenge yourself. And then at the end of it, I was like, no, you gotta challenge yourself because it's the only way that you get better. The only way you get better is by kind of sucking at something for a long time and not giving up.
Yeah.
I heard a quote today about, it's in the New York Magazine. I'm going to find it while we talk about something else. It's a good quote.
Okay.
Do you have another question?
Yeah. Well, you also said that with writing, you were telling me how you are going to go back a little bit and you're going to be writing with Jason.
Yes.
You haven't on.
Yeah, I have been. Yeah, I have been again. It's been really nice.
Is that just for his record, or is that for potentially both of yours?
It's both. It's for whatever. Writing is writing. That's the whole thing about writing. Writing is writing. You find writing partners. Like, you have a writer. He's one of my writing partners. I have a bunch of writing partners, and you write to write. And like, we wrote a song the other day, and he wrote a song, and he says, okay, this is the subject of the song. I didn't even hear the song. And I went out and I wrote 2 verses. Well, I thought it was a rap song, because usually he asks me to write like rap verses. Come back, it's this really melodic song. And I was like, wow, I would have totally written it a little different if I would have known. He's like, yeah, but look, here's the elements. Look, it's really cool. It fits in, blah, blah, blah. And he goes, worst thing is you just wrote 2 good verses. And I was like, rad. I was just reading them before we got online. I was like, these are good verses. Like, so when I write with somebody like has a lot of clout or a lot of like record sales, I write as if I'm writing with the guy I met at open mic, or I would be writing with my mom or something. Like, you just write and you let it go. You know what I mean? I'm in a poetry group. I wrote a poem this morning. I just let it go. I'm not like, oh, I hope this poem about Donkey Kong really like takes me there, So you write and you let it go. And then because, like this year or 2012, I had a song on the show Weeds.
Okay.
I think it was 2012. And I wrote the song in 2004. And it was on my album in 2008. And then all of a sudden it made me money in 2012.
Yeah.
Thanks. I let it go, you know what I mean? And then I used to sit like, this album's the one, this is my year. I'm done with that quote. I'm done with that this is my year quote. I'm done with this album is going to be the one quote. I'm done with this show is the show. This song is the song. And that's what a lot of guys go through. If it's all about this one show. So I end up actually like making a joke before I go on, and I turn to the openers usually or the bandmates, and I go, don't screw this up for me. It's all about this show, because if this show bombs, we're done. Because it's like it's kind of silly, but that's what we do. We create silly in our head. You never know how creation's going to show up. I'm watching my cat stare down a hummingbird right now. It's pretty awesome.
What's your cat's name?
Chub Chub's Doo-Doo Butter. Oh, he looked at me like I'm an idiot. Oh, and he yawned. He was like, I'm bored with you. Chub Chub's Doo-Doo Butter is his name.
How many cats do you guys have, by the way?
We have 16.
Are you kidding me?
Yes.
You have
Dead or alive? Dead or alive?
Alive.
We have a few dead ones.
Why?
Oh, 2.
Where are the dead ones? Just laying around.
Probably in some coyote's gut right now. No, dead in the ground. Oh, no, they were all they were probably all eaten.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Did you not find them and they just...
No, we have this. We got this neighbor with a mental problem. Loves to eat cats. Here's my cat. Check him out. Hold on. Come here, kitty. This is Chub Chub's doo-doo butter. He hates being held.
That is a cute cat.
Yeah, Chub Chub's doo-doo butter.
She's very unhappy.
Yeah, he.
Or, sorry, he is very unhappy.
Chub Chub's doo-doo butter. Whoop, later.
Chub Chubs could have
So,
gone either way. I thought it was a guy, but wasn't sure.
he's a pretty cat, you know. We're good-looking folk around these parts.
You are.
Besides music and farming, I've been dabbling back in acting again, which is something from my past that I've just had an opportunity to hit some auditions, and that's been a really interesting place to go to. Also, I do a little bit of voiceover work, and which is another job I've been dabbling in. But I actually have a really talented and wonderful girlfriend that I hang out with a lot, and she is super inspiring to me. And we cook food. She does most of it. I do some of it. I like to cook food. We get into adventures together, and she is an artist herself, and we just started dabbling into photography and some things in that caliber. So she does a lot of my design work and that nature. So we're always creating. I also like to build things. I build. Last year I built 3 desks, and I built a chicken coop and a duck house, and I'm also the handyman around here. So I'm just, I guess, like, average stuff. But I'm not like a video game guy, or I'm not inspired by sports really. Though I do like to watch boxing every once in a while. Kind of frightens me, and I like slam dunking. I've always wanted to slam dunk. I think if I could play a sport, it'd be basketball.
Every white guy in the world has always wanted to slam dunk, so...
Yeah, I know. I mean, I could do it on like a one that's only a foot over my head. But yeah, like I don't get into a lot of, like, I don't go out a lot or go to like bars and stuff. But you know, I'm kind of a homebody. No, I like Cleveland.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't even know. This is the baseball team? No, I know this is the baseball team. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was given to me. I like the hat. It's the only flat brimmed hat I have. I know it's hard. I mean, I'm in my 30s. It's hard not to bend the hat. So this keeps me closer to my youth.
Okay.
Or like the new youth, not my youth. But I'm a fan of Cleveland.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get it tattooed on me somewhere at some point.
You need to also have a hat that's big enough to fit all the hair in there.
Oh, my hair ain't even that big right now. I mean, it's kind of big. I haven't cut it in a while, but it's kind of nappy right now. It's kind of like, but yeah, it's getting long. It's getting long. This is pretty long.
What's the longest it has ever been?
Oh, twice this size.
Man.
I found a picture. Oh wow, it's not on this computer, but I found a picture and my hair was probably about out to here.
Are you?
And my beard was down to here. And it was actually a picture of me shaving it off.
How long ago was that?
7 years ago.
Okay.
After I cut it, I kind of grew it out. I used to have like dreadlock mohawks. I used to have like big afros, cornrows. I did all that stuff. And then I cut it short for a while. And then I was just not, I don't know, it just didn't feel right. I like extensions. I like for my hair to fall in front of my face.
Yeah.
And I also think that when I grow my hair out, I'm allowing myself to reach new heights. Like in my hair, but in my it's like an extension of you. so it's like I could reach farther. You know, I mean, I'm probably due for a trim.
Yeah.
In all honesty, yeah, I'm probably due for a trim. But but when you're living with long hairs, what are you gonna do? Living with a bunch of long hairs, you gotta fit in.
Yeah. Um. Well, I mean, I know you've been asked this question 1,000 times over, but I've never asked you it. Your name is actually Billy, but where did you get the name Bushwalla from?
Well, um, it was there was a rapper in a band called the Ghetto Boys, and in the mid '90s, I really liked that band, and this rapper was his name was Bushwick Bill, and he had this crazy deep voice, and he was a little person, um, and he had one eye, and so he was a really interesting rapper, and he was gangster rap. He was talking about slicing people up and just gnarly stuff. If anybody recalls the song, "My Mind's Playing Tricks on Me," "My Mom's Playing Tricks on Me," that's Bushwick Bill's in there. So, anyways, so I listened to them, and I used to have a big system in my car, so like people would call me Bushwick Billy. This is like in high school, like I right out of high school, and then the name stuck with me like as I traveled to New York, Virginia, like any place I moved, I would end up being called Bushwick. And then I made an album in California, the first album I ever really worked on, and I couldn't be called that anymore. So by the end of the night, I came up with Bushwalla, not really thinking that much about it. I came up with it, I stuck with it, and
Yeah.
I could have just as well went by Billy. It really doesn't matter. What's in a name? It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And like, people do names. It's part of an imaging package too. You're like, oh, there you go, Bushwalla. Ooh, what's that?
Yeah.
And it's gotten good. Like now nobody cares anymore. But for a while, it's like it would either be good, like people in the industry would think it was great, people in the industry would think it was bad. Now it's just like I don't even care anymore. It's like I am me.
Yeah.
I am my name.
Gotcha. I honestly would have assumed that it had to do with your hair, just because
Yeah.
it could have worked.
But when I was Bush, yeah, when I first was called, but I've always had a B name too. My dad used to call me Baseldorf, and B is
Baseldorf?
Billy. I've always had a B. Yeah, Baseldorf, and my old last name before my great grandparents changed it was Biznaska, so I would have grown up Billy Biznaska. So that would have sucked. But so B has always been,
Billy
I got a
Business.
B tattooed on my arm,
Oh no.
like I got, yeah, I can't. Anyways, but bees are, I like bees. I also like bees.
Gotcha.
But yeah, that's the story. Yeah, but some people think it's Australian. Some people think I think and I'm probably misquoting this because I do that sometimes. But I think voila means one too. It's like voila. It's like a magic trick. But I think I think in Indian, like in India, they would say like voila would be like the man of. So I would be like the man of the bush. But I could be totally misquoting that. But
You have a very interesting style of performance um, that it's pretty different than most, where you're kind of a man of all forms of entertainment in one, where you sing, um, you do some magic, balancing acts, all those different things.
hmm
How many different things do you do during your performance? Like during a normal show, what might they see you be doing?
well, in the past shows, I would be, singing. I do some freestyling, some improvisation, hula hooping, balancing stuff on my face, which includes like my guitar, a ladder, juggling pins, whatever I could find. Um, juggling clubs, juggling balls, juggling swords. I also do fire breathing and fire blowing, but I can't really do that anywhere. So,
You can't do that
you
anywhere?
know,
Why?
because it's on fire.
Well,
You know, it's easier for me to not do it than try to get a permit. You
gotcha.
know,
Yeah.
um, and then yeah, and the magic stuff. Every once in a while, I bust out a little magic trick. I kind of got away from magic a lot, though. I am doing a monthly show with Justin Willman of Cupcake Wars, and he's a magician, and we're doing it live in LA once a month. It's like a talk show, and I'm like the Polly Schaefer guy, which is pretty cool.
Nice. Yeah, I did see that you were doing stuff with him, and he is a very, very good magician as well.
Funny guy.
He is. I've seen him. He's on my favorite show in the world, which is Ellen.
Oh, he was on that?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I think I saw that. Yeah. I never saw that show.
You've never watched Ellen?
No, I don't have a TV.
All right. Well, that would deter that. But you have a laptop. Go on YouTube and watch Ellen because that's what I do.
Okay.
It's not really your style. That's all right.
You know what's funny right now? I have you lined up your head with the body of my girlfriend. It's really funny
I
because
bet I'm
she's
looking
on
good.
my laptop.
I've never looked
Yeah.
better.
From the shoulders down. No, yeah, I'll check it out. I check it out. No, I've never seen the show. I don't really watch talk shows that much, but I will check it out. No, I hear she's very inspirational.
Yeah. Well, she's had Jason on a ton of times. You never seen when he's
Hmm.
on? I don't.
No, I don't really watch the TV that much. I watch movies, and I do watch shows like on Netflix, but like kind of like Wicked Attractions and stuff, stupid stuff like that, like Caught on Tape.
Hmm,
That was the one from this week on it. Or Portlandia. Have you ever seen Portlandia?
never.
That's weird and funny. It makes me laugh. It's something that you have to watch 4 episodes and then you're really laughing, and I don't even know why I'm laughing. It's really great. I love that. Like
Okay.
it's making me laugh. And I don't know.
I'll have to check it out.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, so back to you. All right, so that was more in the past. What will the future of you be? I mean,
Older.
you talked about I mean, some of the different things you want to do. You want to bring in technology. Um,
Yeah.
and
There's a bit more technology. Just a little bit more of maturity. You know. Um. Uh.
will there still
You know.
be balancing acts and everything else?
I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. It's like I've done it. I've done that for a long time, and it's kind of like a party trick.
Mm,
So it doesn't move me any as much as it did. Like juggling and like I like to juggle and I like to balance things and I like to do that, but whether I put that back into my show, will it fit in the next show that I do? Maybe not, but maybe something else will.
mm,
You know, like knife throwing or something. I don't know, or like it doesn't even have to be a circus oriented thing. I was kind of on the circus trip for like 20 years, so uh, whatever the next, it could be spoken word or storytelling or you know that kind of
mm.
thing. So and I don't think I'm losing anything by introducing something new, because if the show called for it or whatever, you know, yeah, I like to do it, but it became so repetitive for me that it was like, okay, here's when I juggle, and now I'm in juggling, and you're gonna see me do the same, juggle thing.
Yeah.
So it got to the point where, yeah, it wasn't. I'm just haven't been inspired by the antics as much, and I want to express myself as a musician and sort of separate that. So I think my new antics will be just like sound and song structure and like where I can go musically, like how I could juggle beats and stuff. You know what I mean? So But it's been cool because I haven't seen any other I haven't seen any other musicians juggle in their show or do things like that. But
Not too
you
many.
can't put juggling on an album. You know what I mean? That was the whole thing. Like people come like, wow, that guy. I saw this musician the other day and he juggled. Well, you can't really. And then they listen to the album. They're like, I don't hear any juggling. So apples and oranges, I guess.
You were. Do you think you were more of a uh, gotta see him live, but don't gotta buy the track type guy? Is that what you mean by that?
No. Oh, that's up to the individual.
Well, yeah.
But I definitely was a you should see this guy. I'm definitely a you should see this guy live kind of guy because I have a very unpredictable show that I don't think many people do. You know,
Yeah.
I've seen shows that blow my mind, but like I haven't seen like what is in my show like between that kind of stuff. But no, I think my albums are great. I just it's just there's you put music on an album and in a live show you add all these other elements. You know what I mean? It's just two different things.
Yeah.
You know.
You want to be the same guy all around?
Well, I just want to be. I just I'm more musical,
Yeah.
so I want to stick to what people are coming to see. You know what I mean? And focus on that expression versus damn, I forgot my juggling clubs.
Yeah.
You know, like that doesn't determine my show. Or whatever.
Yeah. What is that you are drinking, by the way? That is quite green.
At this point, it's the remnants of my green shake, which is hemp protein, vitamin mineral greens, um, chia seeds, flax powder, almond milk, almond butter, cacao nibs, maca, spirulina, probably a couple of other things.
Good lord, there's a lot into that.
Superfood. Yeah, and then this is just I like to get all the nitty gritties up there. So I'm gonna say I get now. See, you don't see any nitty gritties down here because I've been sloshing it around.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Take your vitamins, kids.
I usually don't take them
Or
that way. I usually take a vitamin, but that would probably taste better.
yeah. No, I do both. I just before I got online, I had about 7 vitamins.
Oh wow. So you must be a healthy guy.
Vitamin. Yeah.
And you are
I mean,
you are also totally vegetarian, right?
no.
You're not?
I'm what you call a flexitarian. I'm 99% vegetarian, and I eat gluten-free as much as I can. I do not eat dairy. I try to eat vegan as much as I can, um, or as much as I feel like it. But every once in a while, my body says, eat meat. I like eggs as well, which is still kind of vegetarianish, but every once in a while, I eat a little meat. So for me to say like I am a devout vegetarian, I mean I think I've eaten meat in the past 6 months like 5 times. You know what I mean? Like,
Maybe around
but
once a month. Your body just says, I've had it.
no, it doesn't say I've had it. That's saying that what I'm doing is a negative thing.
Oh, okay.
Like I've had it with this healthy eating. No, because that would mean that I would secretly think that meat is good for you, which I don't. I believe meat has a protein in it that your body needs from time to time.
Yeah.
But I don't believe meat is good for you. In fact, there's proof that meat's not good for you. And it causes cholesterol. Cholesterol is only in meat.
Hmm.
So when people have blocked arteries and stuff, they shouldn't eat meat. But every once in a while, my body says I feel like having a little piece of bacon or something. Or like I had a burrito the other day, and I was like, hell with it. I got I don't know, some sort of meat burrito, and it was all right. And I usually leave it kind of unsatisfied, but I will always, always prefer to have a vegetarian-based diet. I prefer. I don't have a preference. I mean, I love to do acoustic folk type numbers that are moving. I like to do funky hippie rap stuff, but I don't. I really don't have a preference. I don't really like to do rock out all that much, or I don't really do the blues all that much. But the it just depends on how I'm feeling. It just depends on how I'm feeling. Most of the song, I would say 55% of the songs are hip hop influenced, or that kind of spoken word type influence. And then the other is like more of an acoustic-y type thing. Yeah. And then I get into like producing weird stuff. Like when I produce like the demos I have, they're all bizarre sounding, not really what you'd put on an album, just like really bizarre sounding, like experimenting with sounds or this and that, that's a lot of fun too. Lately, I've been more into like writing the track, like producing the tracks, which is a lot of fun. But not really. So I mean, that's a vague way of not really answering your question. I just like it all. I don't know how creation's going to show up. Like, and hopefully it does. Like, I'm not really responsible for it. I'm just a conduit for whatever force is coming through me to say, write this song. So I'm going to go down there after this interview and I'm going to sit. I'm going to be like, all right, creation, I showed up. I hope you do.
Yeah.
And if they don't show up, then I'll play something I know. And then eventually creation will be like, oh, I'm sorry. I was taking a pee. Now I'm back to create something. And that's the whole thing is writers, a lot of guys they get married to the music. They get married to the words. The first thing that they write has to be brilliant and genius. And man, you may write that song 5 times. It doesn't matter. And nobody cares, you know what I mean? But people get so married to stuff, but man, you just write. And if it's good, if it's cool, you'll come back to it. It'll grab you again, and you might not, like I got tons of songs where I got a great chorus, I got a great first verse, and the rest of the song sucks in the demo stages because I got tired or was like, all right, I just got to get through this or to do to my songwriting group. Then I'll go back and I'll rewrite it. And then I got a song and then I got a real song. You know what I mean? Or I'll start producing it and just keep, I've recorded songs 3 or 4 times for an album or rewrote the second verse 4 times or, you know what I mean? And just because it feels right for you right now, it just doesn't mean it's going to feel right forever. You know what I mean? And a lot of times I try not to dwell in being like spoon-fed type lyrics, that are like, hey girl, you remind me of the ocean. Your eyes are so blue. Whatever, you know what I mean? I try to make it like, how can I say that without saying it so generally?
Mm-hmm.
Like a lot of people I think write as they did when they were in the 10th grade.
Would you rather cats or dogs?
Cats.
Hot or cold?
Hot.
Monster or Red Bull?
Neither.
Cute or sexy?
Cute or sexy? I don't know. Next question.
All right. Baseball or basketball? I know the answer.
Basketball.
Chocolate or vanilla?
Chocolate.
It literally follows you? Are you serious?
No, look at that. I'm dizzy. No.
Stephen Colbert or Jon Stewart?
Colbert or Jon Stewart? Colbert? Stewart.
Stewart? Okay.
Yeah.
Piercings or tattoos?
Tattoos.
Dunkin' or Starbucks?
No.
You're not a coffee guy?
Oh, I am a coffee guy. I just like making it myself. Probably Starbucks because we don't have Dunkin' Donuts out here.
Okay. One night stands or relationships?
Both. No. I'll take relationships any day.
Yeah.
Any day, because I'm so love struck.
Oh, there the hearts come out naturally. Batman or Spider-Man?
Well, that's a good question because I appreciate The Dark Knight a lot, but I like the humor in Spider-Man. I'm torn on that question.
If you had
Spidey's
to
pretty
pick,
cool though.
Spidey.
Probably, even though I read more Spider-Man, I would probably say Batman.
If you could
Ryan
be
say
one or the other, who would you rather be?
Spider-Man. He shoots webs out of his butt.
Figured. Salty or sweet?
Shiza. Sweet.
Uh, boobs or butt? I love how your
Boobs.
eyes opened up literally when I asked that question. I'm sorry. What was your answer?
Boobs.
Hamburgers or hot dogs? Except in the past, maybe.
Oh, I was always a hamburger guy. Hamburger Marys.
TV or movies?
Movies.
Blondes or brunettes?
Blondes.
Um, goth or punk?
Goth or punk?
Yeah, I'm sure there was a time in your life.
I'll take punk because one of my favorite bands is the Hostile Amish.
Backstreet Boys or NSYNC?
I don't know. Are they still alive?
Yes, they're still alive. Justin Timberlake, dude.
Oh, okay. I thought he was a senator.
I'll just move from that.
Next question.
Clubs or bars?
Clubs or bars? I guess I'll take a club because I like to dance. I don't really go to bars.
Boxers or briefs?
Neither. No briefs. I'm a brief guy.
Hip hop or folk?
Hip hop or folk?
I'm gonna just go completely opposites.
Can't answer that question. I don't know. Don't say hip hop, but look at who you're talking about. I listened to Willie Nelson and John Denver the other day on record. I don't know. Hip hop,
All right.
I guess.
All right, that's pretty much it, man.
All right, awesome. Well, this has been a blast.
Thank you. I enjoyed it as well.
I would like to leave you in the words of, I'd like to leave you in the words of the New York Magazine when I say, mastery is not genius. It is a function of concentration and time. That's the quote I was looking for. Thank you, Amber. She's the brains of this operation.
Thank you, Amber.
Thank you.
So, thanks for the memories. This was fun. We should do this every day.
We should. I agree.
Awesome. Eric, thank you so much.
Thank you, Bush.
Eric TV. And in the words of the defunct Fantabuloso, and I'm out.